Hello, welcome to a quick LEAPP video on a teaching and learning technique called hot seating. This is based around strategies to complete checks on learning during a session. Just a bit of a background. So hot seating is a question and answer technique. It originates from drama and performing arts, where they used to get one of the cast members or characters to sit in the chair and pretend to be that character. They then have the rest of the people sat around them asking them questions about their role, about their knowledge of the position, the story, and they'd also be used as a creative process to help them evolve the character. It's a really good technique to use in teaching and learning, and it's based around question and answer, and it opens loads of opportunities for you to check the knowledge and learning of students, and also to challenge them and stretch them further. I'm going to explain some of the benefits to this question and answer technique. First of all, there's lots and lots of flexibility in the mode of delivery. So first of all, you can do it with one person in the hot seat and lots of people in the group around the outside asking them questions. Secondly, you can do it on a more one-to-one basis, so in pairs, where the learners are asking each other questions and then you switch roles. You can do it where the tutor's involved more, so the tutor can be sat in the hot chair and the students can ask them questions to test their knowledge and understanding of the answers that you're giving. Or vice versa, where you have all the learners in the hot seat and the tutor's asking specific questions to each individual to check the understanding for all of them. There's also lots of flexibility in the content you can deliver. It's basically around any topic or criteria that you need to assess or teach can probably be created around this hot seating technique. You can focus it around characters, people, topics, objects, any type of system, and I'll explain some examples in a second. It's also flexible with its use in sessions, so it can be used as recaps at the beginning of the session to test the learner's understanding of what they've done previously or what they're going to be doing in the future. It could be the main core activity in your session, or it could even be part of the assessment, so you're looking and testing the criteria for the main qualification. These last two are really important as well. It's really flexible and offers continual opportunities for differentiation and for stretch and challenge. So you can set up the activity to have lots of baseline questions that test the minimum understanding for all the group, but you can also challenge and stretch the learners even further by having a bank of questions that really test the knowledge of deeper learning. Just a quick overview in practice. Like I've already said, it's extremely flexible. You could basically use your creativity as a tutor to do this with any topic, at any level of student, and at any time. I'm going to talk you through a couple of different examples for subjects. Firstly, for example, in English literature, if you were teaching about a book or a story, you could get the individual to be a character from that story, like Romeo and Juliet, sit in the chair, and learners would fire questions at them about why they did this, what happened when this happened, what did you do when this happened, where were you when that happened, how did you feel, what would you do in the future, etc. To really get into the knowledge of where they are with that. Secondly, psychology, you could do it where you're teaching them different personality types, like whether someone's a type A or type B characteristic, and how would you define that. You could do that by making someone sit in the chair, pretend that they're a type A, and fire questions at them again. Their responses would all have to be like a type A personality would be. Or on the flip side of that, you could extend it further and make them pretend they're a famous person sat in the chair, and get the students to ask them questions to give them, trying to define the overall personality of that famous person, whether they're introvert, extrovert, etc. Lastly, in anatomy, you could pretend that you were teaching about a whole muscular system, and you could get someone to sit in the hot seat and pretend they're the quadricep muscle, and you could fire questions at them again about where they're located, which muscles they work with, what muscle fibers are in, where's the blood supply, where's the origin insertion, anatomically, etc. And you can really create lots of different ones about that muscular system. Lastly, in practice, you want to create some good prompts and guidance in terms of what's created. So you really have some good baselines to give guidance and support to people who are asking the questions, so you can guarantee that all the main topics you want covering are being included. It's also flexible, like I've already said, in the modes of delivery. So you can have someone sat in the hot seat in a group, like this or this example, and where all the learners are on the outside, being able to ask different questions to check that understanding. Also, the tutors involved, making sure the pace and the quality of the questions are good enough. This example, where there's more people in the hot seat, but they're in pairs and there's more people asking, means that more learners are getting involved in the actual answering and questioning straight away. Or in this opportunity, where the tutor supervising could be smaller groups with one person in the hot seat and 2 or 3 people asking the questions. And again, it offers lots of flexibility in how you change or progress that activity. Just a quick do's or don'ts to finish with. What I would say is do it, give it a go and try it. You might want to introduce it as a weekly recap session until you can do it and get a bit of practice with it. Make sure you create some good prompts and guidelines, like in the summary sheet on the Moodle Leap page. There's some examples in that of what you might include. And always control the pace and questions. And finally, make sure you allow and add secondary questions to really test or challenge the individuals on the subject. A couple of don'ts, the top of this is probably the key main one, is don't answer the questions for the learners. Once a student or yourself have asked that question, make sure you're patient enough to try and extract the answer from them. Never answer it for them, make sure you're giving them secondary questions or third questions to try and extract what their knowledge is. Also, don't be scared of a bit of quiet period when the students are asking that. They may be thinking or evaluating or judging a good response. That's a quick summary of that. Hopefully you'll use it in the future. Good luck.